Mm-hmm. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. And this video is, in fact, the continuation of Tales. And I am very excited because obviously Tales is one of the best things we've seen in terms of media, in terms of artistry, in terms of creativity. So a continuation, sign me up. I hope that you're all very excited. I know that I am. Love you all. Let's jump right in, shall we? Let's go. Anyone who's played like Bioshock or Bioshock Infinite, this takes me right back to that. We're starting back up where we ended. This is gonna be rough. I love that we're topsy-turvy in the camera work because we're drunk. Solid.
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want, I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain, I hate you, I'll say that with pride. It's my right to be violent when you fed me lies.
Ooh, you hear the betrayal.
I'm a menace when I want to be, and I'll work for that right because nothing comes free. I have slaved all my life in a dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive. Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me. Destroy.
Ooh.
I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth, and I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these pavements. Shut your fucking mouth, you slut. Banished angel, I am.
He's gonna end up getting
my
his
brain
butt
like
kicked.
Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victimless, the pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick.
Oh, that's what Screech said.
Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose.
Yo. Okay, so cool. Because we come in with like actually almost like a neutral song being played when Vincent Van Gogh is on guitar. And it's very much like stagnant. It's like things are back to the cycle that we're used to, right? And then Ren picks up he steals the guitar, which is already a change of pace. And the music shifts with him. And he is controlling the music. But there's almost like Circus Barker element to it, where it's like very performative, very energetic, and yet you can feel it's not like because it's excitement, it's actually the cruelty of his situation that's driven him almost to madness. And that's the sound we get. And obviously it's like we see all this, what we were talking about earlier, where it's the cycle repeats of just like people acting on other people to hurt them and put them further back. And that's what he's feeling right now. That rage against Britain is because of the fact that he just feels like all it ever does is take, and it doesn't actually support those. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier with corporations, politicians, people in power don't actually strive to change much. Not all of them, but don't always often strive to change much. And those who are not in power feel like they're just constantly being berated and just kind of ground under the boot for the continuation of a cycle that just repeats over and over again. And that goes not just from like, you know, generation to generation, but day to day, because that's what he's been saying. He lives his life day to day destroyed. But then we get to this part, right? Where it's like, this is his element. You can like, you see it. He's kind of like a street, like he's really excited about this, where it almost turns like, ooh, now we're going to jump in. It's like a Sesame Street pause where he starts explaining to us how a street fight works. And he knows it intimately. That's why it feels so comfortable. And that light changes. Oh, bro. Holy, this is so crazy. Okay.
Break that little prick's nose. Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing, trick carnage, you find the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
He's gonna get shot. The moment the world turned upside down. And all you hear is the haunting echoes of the police sirens. It's the only thing he's got in here right now, that's why. Shift again. Even the cadence shift we had there with the rap.
So it goes in the absence of the light. The devil sowed a seed in our mind. Vincent went shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor. The cook to omit him, hate the world spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down, and that shapes him.
It's just like Violet.
He hears the sound of a copper, heart upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie the Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some were never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow ban the problem man, a soul for $1, and keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it, or the rules that we all honour. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running, he's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch, and none will stop her.
Just because I don't want to forget to say this. He compared the locker, like prison. He's saying he could go to prison, he could go to locker, but he's already in the locker. And earlier he said the job was the locker, but it's not actually the job, it's the cycle, the repeated cycle, being locked into working for someone else who will not often give back to those who work for them. Like the system, it does not always work for everyone because it's constantly working for those who have the power to control the system. And that's what the real locker is. And he's like, I'm already locked up in that. That's just as bad as being locked up in prison. Why not face the police? Oh my god, bro, the shift too is so much calmer. It's like a resolution has been reached. Holy,
fate's a bitch and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3", was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he seen.
No, it's the same thing.
Guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law. So he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Bro, that line is so deep. Sam, always killing it. Cuffed him to the floor. Because, like, the cycle leads to people ending up in jail who couldn't have done anything different because their lives were never kind of set up in a way for them to actually prosper because they're trapped in the cycle. So he's handcuffed to the floor because the police officer now handcuffed him, but it's more than that because it's like he's not just cuffed physically, he's cuffed almost like not mentally, but like status wise, where he can never rise because he'll always be ground level. He'll always be the rock bottom, the floor, because of the way the cycle is set up. Handcuffed to the floor might be one of my favorite lines I've heard him say because it's so deep. Oh my God. Even if you think of that as like a confidence aspect, it's like all of him feels like he's trash. He's just the floor. And like that's what happens when you've been beat down over and over again. Bro, this whole thing was insane. It truly feels like, you know, when they talk about like how Shakespeare's writings, his musicals, his plays will go down in history, it really does feel like a lot of what Ren is doing. I think we'll see a lot of that being studied and appreciated down the road. It'd be crazy to see him in schools. Like if they were teaching this in English, that'd be amazing. Or music truly. Just, and even honestly, like directing, the way this was shot, the way that the camera stability changes, his mind state changes, where he comes out drunk and he's like constantly just like we're swerving, trying to like keep up with him, not just him being drunk, but also his train of thought, which is all over the place because it's more than that moment. It's all that has led up to that moment that's led him to this breakdown, you know, that leads him to kill. And this time it's a little bit different because Richard doesn't actually kill him. He takes a second to kind of pause and arrests him instead. But it's one and the same. It's almost like it's going to end up being the same outcome unless we see a difference here. But like it feels like you're dying. Like part of you is dying, whether you're obviously being killed the way Screech was or being put into the penitentiary the way that Vincent, I guess, is going to be now. Yo, holy smokes. What an amazing, amazing track. I am going to go back and watch it and kind of maybe slow things down a bit and kind of break it down. If you're not here for that, feel free. I might not even uncover anything new, but I am curious to watch it all again. I hope that you are too. If you're leaving, love you. I will see you on the next one. If you're not leaving, let's jump right back. I love that old-timey feel, and it really does give you that idea that this cycle has been continuing for a while, because the music here even is much more old school, right? It's like, I don't even know the era it might have come from, but it takes you back, and it's like that cycle has been repeating for so long, it feels like an old song. And that's why Ren goes out, right, and gets frustrated with the tune being played. He's like, I'm tired of this, and takes it out of Vincent's hand, who, because the same old songs that, oh my God, the same old songs they've been playing have been on repeat. Oh my God.
Lady love to change the night of falling down by the Mississippi shore. And for you my lonely heart is calling. Each night I love you more and more. Day and night I seem to dream about you. I sing to you, I sing to you. Bless your heart, I just can't live without you. So come out and meet me, honey.
Even this startup, bro. And what we're actually bringing out to meet with is trouble. Even coming out of the druid's head, like, I wonder if that's like in his brain, because druids are those who are capable in magic that also associate themselves dearly with like natural processes, nature, and earth. And it's almost like that's the part of Ren where he's coming out from right now. And it's seeing the way that the world has been shifted away from what should be natural, that's bothered him so much that finally he's leaving his own head. He's actually coming out to say it, to sing about it. Wow. And listen to like just how like we're gonna go back a second, but listen to how like calm, almost just like no longer in any kind of surprise that we're in this song that Vincent is playing. Like the song itself sounds like we're just expecting this all the time, like a solemnness, a loneliness, a sadness, a darkness almost. Then you can hear, and it's so just like. Until we finally get a change. You're not allowed to play anymore. We're trying to change this cycle. God, Ren is such an amazing actor, bro. Oh, and it's almost the same tune, but it's got a little bit of manicness to it now. Almost a little edge.
Come on, let's have it, you miserable prick. I will do what I want. I will drink till I'm sick to my stomach. I'm sick of the same boring songs. I am sick of these pavements I find myself on. Great Britain,
The pavement's also going back to the idea of him being cuffed to the floor. It's like he's still always been on the floor. He always finds himself on the pavement because he always finds himself at the bottom.
Hey, you all say that with pride. It's my right to be violent when you fed me lies. I'm a rotter, a menace when I want to be, and I've worked for that right because nothing comes free. I have slaved all my life in the dull 9 to 5. I just rinse and repeat while I'm barely alive.
Yo, even here, look at where he's walking down. It's this narrow walkway, this narrow path that only leads him down in one tight place, right? It's like he never had a choice. You can't even shift left or right. You're stuck in that barrel. Oh my God.
Great Britain, I loathe you with murderous glee. I will do to this country what you've done to me.
What the country did to him was literally take him, almost chew him, and spit him back out. Not quite, but it's almost the same action, and it's almost like representative of what he just did. He just took, without caring, barely used, and threw away. And that's almost like what happens to those who don't have power, where they feel used and thrown away. Ooh! Like how happy he looks to do that, dude. That's hilarious.
Destroy. I want to tear apart these buildings from the cinder blocks they stand. Leave this town in dust and rubble. Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But
even here, we get a shot of someone who is obviously suffering, right? Homeless and in a wheelchair. Like, it's like, even like veterans, when you think about the way that they suffer, which they fought for the freedom and lives of this country, and yet they don't even get the recognition or safety or comfort that they deserve for having done something so courageous, right? That's wild. Oh, and even here, like talking about breaking down the buildings, it's not just it's not just the physical actual, like we have to destroy the buildings of those who have the power, like structures, right? It's more than that. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for the foundation of corruption that exists, and you have to tear down the buildings, start from scratch in order to build something new and something real. Oh, sorry, but it's got embers, like literally. Oh my God! Wow. Okay.
Make some trouble with my hands. I won't lie, I'm fucking wasted. But I wasted all my youth, and I've stayed so damn complacent. Getting wasted is my truth. So my style of self-expression is a fist into the gut. It's throwing up upon these pavements. Shut your your fucking mouth, you slut banished angel. I am Lucifer, might reign like Genghis Khan.
I missed that.
Fucking mouth, you slut banished angel. I am Lucifer, might reign like Genghis Khan. Soon you will all know my name. I am the storm after the calm. I'm the victim of the victim list, the pill that makes you sick. I am chaos incarnate. Let's fucking have it then, you prick!
Bro, even like victim of the victimless, it's like there's supposed to be like, it's like you get told all the time that there's the things being done are victimless, but he is the victim of those actions that are supposed to not have any detrimental impact on those who necessarily don't have power, don't have money. Those just not supposed to be impacted by so many problems. I'm told there's going to be like victimless crime, and yet there's always a victim. And he's been that victim of the system that exists that is the victimless crime. Oh my god. And I love that he says he's banished angel, he's Lucifer, because again, this is a call out to Ren in terms of his, like, the Freckled Angels album and the way he thinks about goodness, right? It's saying that he has the capacity for goodness, but because of the way that this is being framed, because of the perspective that we're seeing, it's now like he's more like Lucifer, the devil. And it's like, depending on how you look at someone, you'll see either the angel or the devil. And it's all a matter of perspective and a matter of story. And that's what we're seeing here, is like, this is another side of that story, is like, we're seeing the dark version of him, but I bet we see a redemption arc of him later, because he's saying that there's an angelic aspect to him as well. Oh my god.
Fucking have it then, you prick! Now the rules of the street fight are simple. It's pretty much anything goes. Keeping the street pretty firm on your feet. It pays to be sweet on your toes. And fools they have fallen for clumsy mistakes. Late to react, cop the fist to the face. Now the rules of the street fight are simple. Break that little prick's nose.
I love how in the brief, this almost feels like, if you've ever watched Hamilton, it's like the 10 Dual Commandments comes on, like right before a fight starts, you start getting the explanation of how it works. And look how comfortable he is in that. The literal spotlight is on him, because this is just like his element. And he feels so almost excited, like he's like, this is what I'm actually good for. And that's so sad. Think about that. Because it's beyond, like, he doesn't feel good about the work that he does. He doesn't even feel really good about the music that he's playing right now necessarily, because we haven't heard him really talk about it. But what he really feels good about is fighting for his life to survive, because that's when he feels alive. That's the only time he feels alive, because every other day he feels beaten down to nothing. That's crazy.
Throw a punch, you swallow it, follow it, grab the collar, quick hollow tip like karate, kick martial art master, spark a bitch, park a fist on the landing strip, carnage, it finds the cartilage, karma serve like a carbonated cola on the crucifix, kill. Vincent wanna kill, who blood gets spilled, move double that rude boy, kill or be killed. Do it for the fun, blood, do it for the thrill. Blue lights, boy, run, blue lights, boy, chill.
And it mirrors so much what happened to Jenny, right? It's just like wrong place, wrong time. They ran into this guy who just was going off on this like egotistical rant almost to a certain extent. And it results in his brashness and his kind of just need for self, almost conviction and confidence, that he ends up killing this person. Is like, how dare you step up to me? I'm going to end you for that because I am the streets. It's very much like Screech. Bro. And then literally the world turns upside down and we're lost in this spinning. As the cycle just continues, the cycle just keeps rolling over. On to the next one. And again, trapped in a narrow hallway that could have led nowhere but this place. Until now, we go from that... Oh, we even go from like a very almost like rich neighborhood to this almost like rundown place, because he's just run as far as he can trying to get away from it all. But in the metaphor of this also, it's because he's in this place where it's run down. He doesn't have the money to survive anywhere else. This is where he's stuck on the streets. This feels so melancholy, like he's got hope but it's dashed.
So it goes in the absence of the light. The devil sows a seed in the mind. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the beacon, crouch on on the floor, the cook to torment him. Hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him, hits him, kicks him when he's down, and that shapes him. He hears the sound of a copper, heart upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker.
Sorry, I'm gonna pause for this whole section that you just did there. That's all violent. It's to show you that like it's a different scenario, but it's playing out for the same reasons, right? Like it's still, he is being affected by the way that the cycle and the system is set up. Violet's experience was different, and his experience was, than Jenny's experience was, than Screech's experience was, but fundamentally they're all the same. And so that's where we get the repeating motif of the way of the lyricism that we got for Violet's death and what we saw with Screech a second ago, right? And like we even get the Jenny nod because it's Jenny that ends up on the floor, right? Oh my god, it's so good. And again, it comes all back down to perspective, but listen to this.
So it goes in the absence of the light.
I love this.
The devil sowed a seed in Anthem. Vincent was shaken, run from the law, hide from the bacon, crouch on the floor. The
she was always hiding.
Him. Hate the wolf spits on him, rapes him,
that's what was happening to her.
Down in that
and she literally died for it.
He hears the sound of a copper, heart upon his tail proper, Vincent off his rocker. Bothered by the lie the Britain sold him, what a shocker. Where greedy eat the poor, a holy war, the chosen prosper. But some are never chosen, they stay frozen in the locker. Destined to survive in 9 to 5 and watch the clock, but don't think about reality, my little happy shopper. A brand new show on Netflix to distract you from the horror.
Bro, I love that he like calls out consumerism here, because it's like, yeah, we're so comfortable in almost like the discomfort that exists in the system that is currently in place that we forget that it is not working for everybody. And we forget that even for ourselves, it isn't truly working. It's really those at the tip top that benefit most from the system. But because we're permitted to continue our day to day and survive, not live, survive, we are content for some reason. And this is like such a great way to kind of showcase this, that while we are content because we are not experiencing the same level of poverty that everybody is, there are those out there that don't have that luxury and end up in situations like this, or like Jenny, or like Screech, or like Violet, because their lives are vastly different. And in that sense, we're all experiencing a lesser of the lives that we could be leading as a result of a system that is broken, that only works for a select few who are chosen, like you said. And it's literally chosen. It's not like they deserve it necessarily. Some of these people are literally voted in to positions of power. We're seeing it all around the world. And then they end up destroying it for everyone else even further. God damn it, Ren, you're so good, man.
Show on Netflix to distract you from the horror, and swallow all your morals for a retweet or a follow, and shadow ban the problem man, a sold for $1, and keep the fight amongst yourself, don't think about the squalor. The systems don't impose it, or the rules that we all honor. And fuck it, Vincent cooked to boiling point, he's cannon fodder. So what's the use in running? He's already in the locker. He's careless with his actions now, a clumsy motherfucker. He turned to face his fate, cause fate's a bitch, and none will stop her. Richard was an officer who stood at 6'3". Was his first day back at work after a time of absent leave. Working London on the night shift, what he didn't think he'd see was our boy with a guitar, bruised and battered on his knees. But Richard lived in caution now, tormented by his past. Not so quick to find a trigger, not so fast. But Richard was a righteous man who lived inside the law. So he leapt upon poor Vincent and he cuffed him to the floor.
Even that, it's like a slow outro. It's like, this is it. And I really like that, like Richard has actually learned, right? Like it's different now. He's not just reaching for the gun. And it's not like Richard really had time to think when he saw Screech, right? Richard really was reacting because there's a guy who's rushing him with a knife, and he ended up shooting Screech. But here there's a lot more caution because he's starting to think about what this guy's feeling, saying that maybe he's just trapped, maybe he's just backed up into a wall. And so Richard's like pace of thinking has also changed. He's starting to consider someone else, and it's the result of him now gaining a perspective on what these people are going through, who he's been arresting and who suffer from poverty and whatnot. That has given him that kind of foresight of being like, I don't need to kill this kid. He's just down on his luck too. And what's so terrible about that is like Richard thinks he's helping him, and he is in a way because he's keeping him alive. But he ends up handcuffing him to the floor in the physical sense where he's going to end up in jail, and the metaphorical sense where he's still trapped at the bottom. And so in a way, it's like, while he's trying to help, is it really helping? And it's such a great comment on the way society is now. Holy smokes. Wow. Oh my God. So good. So good every time. I don't even like, wow. I hope that you enjoyed. I certainly did. And I'm really looking forward. Like every time Ren releases, obviously it's a gift, it's a joy, and everyone's so excited. And I know that you guys are too. I am obviously very excited. I cannot wait for the next one. Oh man. Oh man. I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, your year is better than your month. Love you all, and I will see you on the next one.